Hello. This is a disclaimer from Mr. Dobalina, Dirk's personal assistant. You are about to listen to another episode full of incredibly interesting information, for humans at least. However, if you live in the 21st century, please do not go outside during a thunderstorm. It is very dangerous. You should rather stay inside, in your bed, under your blanket, with your hands over your ears. Enjoy the show.
Hello. This is the 128th Test from the Future, an experimental podcast from the year 2223, which we are sending from our present to yours. My name is Dirk.
And my name is Simon.
And we're putting the past in podcast. Before we start putting the past in podcast today, I have to point something out. The listeners probably don't know, but sometimes I don't teleport straight to your apartment, right?
Go somewhere else first.
Exactly. Today I actually teleported to Skyline Park because I wanted to get one of these exclusive espressos.
One of the ones you can only get there, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the stand beneath the overgrown silver tower, they really made... You can't get it in any Congo. So I can't...
Right.
I've been trying to get additional subscriptions going on my Congo, but so far I haven't been getting it. So I got it there, and then I walked over here. Really old-fashioned walking, no shoes. And so I even walked up the stairs in your building.
Yeah.
I really felt like walking today. No hovering, really,
No.
all muscle power. And then, because it's not for the first time, I noticed a bar of chocolate laying in the staircase.
Right, you've mentioned that not on the show, but you've mentioned that to me in the past.
Yeah, exactly. And it wasn't for the first time. And I wanted to know what's up with that.
So when you asked me, I don't know when you last asked me, I wasn't sure. But handily, I did find out between then and now. And it's when someone new moves into the building.
Yeah.
And it's not... and why does it always happen when someone new moves in? Because the moving companies, they like to leave a chocolate bar. It's for them, yeah? Like for the people who are working, carrying the stuff up and down and whatever. They'll leave a big bar of chocolate there so they can take a piece, as someone's going up or down. They can take a little square, munch it up as they're going up or down. But then they don't take it with them. They don't finish it. So that's why there's always this little, like, half a chocolate bar or a third of a chocolate bar or whatever. Left on the landing there, like on a shelf. Yeah.
And that answers another question that I have been having. Why are they carrying things up the stairs and not use the elevator or a teleporter? Because of the chocolate.
Exactly.
Wow. This is really the chicken and the egg kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nice. I should put that on my bucket list of careers I may want to pursue.
To try out, yeah.
Yeah, actually carrying things up the stairs so I can get chocolate. Cool. Or down the stairs.
Or down. So when people move out, so the one set of people move out. Okay, the moving company take the stuff down the stairs. New people move in, carry it up.
It's one of those weird things. Like, it's 23rd century, all the technology we have, and this still happens.
Sure.
Cool. Nice. Okay. I wonder if this is also really exclusive chocolate that you can only get when you're in a moving company, and I can get
like
all the subscription on my
like with the espresso.
Yeah, exactly.
Meaning like the espresso is exclusive to that one place, and it could be a similar deal with the chocolate.
Nice. Okay. Wow.
That seems like a trade secret. You'll need to get into that field to find out.
Probably. So this is 2 mysteries solved, and interestingly enough, the topic of today is also tying into a bit of a mystery.
Yeah, kind of. At least we've 2 discoveries that we've made.
Yes, exactly.
That fits.
And specifically, we're talking about the 2 biggest scams in science history, rainbows and lightning. And we know what's going on, and we're here to tell the world.
Our listeners, at the very least.
Yes, definitely. And they can spread the word.
As they see fit, though. Well, as they'll discover, maybe they want to keep it to themselves.
Fair enough, yeah. But we think it's an outrage and it's gone on long enough.
Definitely.
So you want to pull the lid on the first scam?
Yeah, well, so you say the first. I'm going to flip it. You said rainbows and lightning. I'm going to tackle lightning first.
Okay.
And sure, I guess the headline would be, when lightning strikes, there's no danger. There's gold.
Really sounds like a slogan if you put it that way.
Right, I figured to put a little emphasis on it. But right, so lightning. So that's the thing where you have the arcs, I guess, arcs of electricity in the air, often followed shortly after by thunder.
Yeah.
Very impressive to look at. And as we all know, or as everyone knows, as we've been brought up to believe, that's something very dangerous. You don't want to get struck by it. Yeah? No. If you get struck by it, you at the very least will be seriously injured and possibly even killed.
Yeah, not good for your health, at least.
Exactly. Turns out, complete lie, where the lightning strikes, whatever it hits actually turns to gold. So, okay, fair enough, you don't want to be hit yourself, because whatever the lightning strikes turns to gold.
Wow.
So it's a little bit dangerous, that's true. But the reason's different. It's not just that you die, it's that whatever gets hit turns to gold. So here's the part where it's a scam. People are told to stay clear of the lightning, Don't go near don't go near a tall tree in a lightning storm, stay inside, so on. It's because if you were out there and you saw where it struck, you would see that it turns whenever it hits into gold. That's it.
And this is, as far as we found out, this has been known for centuries by very few and very rich people.
Right, exactly. It seems like they've kept the knowledge to themselves. And more to the point, have propagated these warnings, that you need to be careful, need to steer clear of it, specifically so that they could keep that knowledge to themselves and keep that gold to themselves.
And the thing is, this has been throughout all communities, right?
Yeah,
throughout
worldwide.
society,
It's
everywhere.
Exactly.
No matter where
not just here in Germany, but everywhere.
Exactly. No matter where you are in the world, you ask anybody about lightning, they will say it's dangerous. You have to go inside, right?
The thunder helps with it. Yeah, the thunder follows shortly after, and is very loud and booms and a bit scary sounding.
So apparently, it's a scam, and like scientists, a selected few, have known this forever. And we've so long been relying on scientists to help us evolve, and this part,
to develop various aspects of society.
And this part they've kept to themselves. And of course, information is scarce. So I have to admit, I have never heard of humans turning into gold.
Sure, no, actually, that was me speculating a bit, because it could be that maybe it doesn't work when it hits like a person or an animal. Maybe it specifically has to be dirt.
Yeah, I understood dirt. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes a bit more sense.
But yeah, and this is and this means that because this was just known to a few people, they've gotten very rich about it, and everybody else just thought, hey, we're being safe, we're being sensible,
right, being cautious.
Yeah. But then, as it turns out, this was just half of the story.
Indeed, right? Because that's useful to know, and especially because of how weather forecasting or other weather systems have all been disrupted. It's very difficult to predict where lightning will strike.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, in this particular case, we all thought it was true, and it wasn't. So what's the second scam about?
Right. So this is where you can actually get to the end of the rainbow.
Yeah.
It's not just a circle, half of which is underground, or not, underground, but, not visible. Actually, no, it's literally an arc pointing to where the lightning will strike, and by definition, and that's where the gold will be.
Has struck, right? It points to where the lightning has struck.
So not a predictive thing, sorry, but revealing where it has struck in the recent past.
And this in this particular case, it's then the other way around. With the lightning, everybody thought the danger was true and it was fake. With the rainbow...
Right, the idea of there being a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is just like a fairy tale, something to do with leprechauns, maybe.
And everybody thought that was fake, and it was true.
Right.
And it sounds crazy that this was considered to be a fairy tale. How come?
Right, but it's so pervasive. Like no
exactly.
one, because you just grow up understanding it's a fairy tale. Yeah, no one actually goes to check.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, first of all, the fairy tale aspect, but then the more scientific aspect. Okay, but you can't actually, like, the idea that there is no end to get to. That's false.
And also the thing is, like, this was also prevalent everywhere, right? So how come now that we know the truth, everybody thought it was a fairy tale? How it wouldn't be so widespread if it would have been fake, right? So also through all societies, it has been common knowledge. There's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but it's not true.
Right.
This addition, but it's not really true. And then nobody ever bother to check
Or
this
presumably
out?
the people who did check found the gold and then wanted to keep the information to themselves.
True. Yeah. Although, to be honest, I don't know anybody who've ever checked this.
No, likewise. I mean, we'll get on to in a minute, that we want to, but I don't know anyone else who has.
But maybe in the 21st century, the same thing. Ask maybe for listeners. Have you ever tried this?
Indeed, yeah.
I bet you guys listening knew this story. I bet you all thought this was a fairy tale. It's not. And did you ever try to
be fair,
find
it's not now. We don't, strictly speaking, know 200 years ago what the case was.
How if the fairy tale already existed?
Whether the fairy tale existed, but also, this does seem like something that has been true for, centuries. Like, it's not a new thing. But for all we know, maybe it is new. Maybe only 100 years ago turned out that this thing with the lightning hitting the ground turned it to gold, and the rainbow showed where it had hit. That might be a recent development. To be fair, we don't know. We can't know.
True, so we only know how it is at the moment.
How it is now. Our listeners could research it for us, perhaps.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So how about you guys go check out the end of the rainbow and tell us if there's already gold there in the 21st century or if it's the 23rd century.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Although, as far as I understood, this is kind of like a century-old mystery that is how revealed, right?
That's how it seems, yeah.
But I would still be curious because, well, as you mentioned, we'll get to this at a second. We haven't managed to confirm
Not
this
yet, unfortunately.
But maybe before we get to there, so how do we even know about this?
Right, that's where it's a little bit more happenstance. A few days ago, so I was reading the Wikipedia page on lightning, and there was something about it that didn't seem quite right, so I clicked on the edit history, just to see, what happened. And in there, basically, someone had basically written all this up that we just discussed, about the lightning aspect at least. It was just there. But then a few minutes later, after they had written it, someone else had edited it out, saying no citation provided or something like that.
So this is somebody mistakenly or, honestly putting it in there. Mm-hmm.
So, I was saying earlier, maybe people who find this don't tell anyone, but at least this one person, so I don't know if they actually found it, but at least they had knowledge of it and wanted to share that knowledge.
What were you doing on the lightning page anyway?
I have no clue.
And that's usually
I fell down,
right?
Exactly, I fell down an Wikipedia rabbit hole. Somehow I ended up there. Of course, once I read this, it really was taking over my thoughts, so I completely forgot what I was looking at beforehand. Yeah,
it makes sense. It's typical Wikipedia thing. You can spend days on there. But so we're basically revealing this here.
Trying to.
But the people in our time, we have to be honest there, they don't know either. They don't realize this. Really. Even in the 23rd century, people still think lightning is dangerous. There's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Exactly. Those fairy tales, those myths, they seem to have staying power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is you can see how this has been working for centuries, because even us in the 23rd century have a real hard time of letting go of these fantasies. Mm-hmm. But so then maybe to the point, but what the listeners are probably wondering as well, what are we going to do about it?
Mm-hmm. We're going to try and get some of that gold.
That's for sure.
Obviously. I mentioned earlier that it's not really possible. So it's not possible to... weather forecasts are not reliable. So it's not just knowing where the lightning will strike. It's not even knowing where a thunderstorm will be.
I mean, we've gotten the last couple of days into a habit of sending each other messages the moment the sky gets darker.
Exactly. That we look
it's getting darker. It's getting darker. And then it's getting lighter again.
Yeah. That's been a real roller coaster.
Yeah.
And we do have Mr. Dobalina monitoring all the cams, like worldwide.
Yeah.
Hopefully that will prove fruitful, but it hasn't so far.
Exactly. We've done quite a few ad hoc teleportations to Patagonia or New Zealand or whatever, and then we've gotten really wet a couple of times, but no rainbow, no lightning.
Not yet.
No. Not yet, but it's just a matter of time.
Definitely.
Yeah, so we'll definitely get back to this, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or maybe we'll get the gold and then...
Right. If our listeners never hear anything more on this, probably we got the gold and wanted to keep it to ourselves.
Exactly. If you never hear from us again on this topic, it's true.
That's the way it works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's it, yeah.
That's it.
So, people listening to this episode in the past, please let us know that it reached you successfully by sending an email to microlasagna5@gmail.com, putting the number 128 in the subject line, and in the email itself, let us know your findings. Whether there is gold at the end of the rainbows for you 200 years in our past.
Looking forward to finding out. Then, thanks for listening, and see you in 200 years.
Bye-bye.